Blueprint can be thought as a prefab system. They provide a powerful way to create classes inside the Unreal. To create one, go to the content browser. From the add menu, select the blueprint class. From the open window, select actor. Give the newly created blueprint a decent name and double click to open it in the editor. When you first open the blueprint of type actor, you will find 5 different panels on the screen: toolbar on the top, components and my blueprint on left, details on the right, and viewport at the center. A component is a piece of functionality that can be added to the actor. You can add, arrange, and customize component using the components panel. You can select and customize their properties using the details panel. In the viewport, you can view and manipulate your blueprint components. You can navigate in the viewport in the same way in which you navigate in the editor's viewport. My blueprint displays a tree list of elements contained within the blueprint. From top, we have the add button, where you can add variables, macros, graphs, dispatchers, and functions, as well as options for overriding inherited functions from the parent class. In bottom, we have variables section. Variables are internal state of blueprints. They can be edited within the blueprint or can be modified externally by designers from the editor. To create a new variable, use the add menu, give the newly created variable a name, and press enter to apply. A graph is a network of nodes connected to one another to create a flow of execution. The flow of execution basically refers to the order in which statements are being executed. More graphs can be added to the blueprint to help organize your networks. To create a new graph, use the add menu, give the newly created graph a name, and press enter to apply. Each graph can contain multiple events and many function calls. You can find the outline of events that are residing within the graph just below the graph nodes. Events are a special type of node to delegate functionalities within the graph itself. To create an event, right-click on the node graph and search for custom event. Select add custom event and press enter to append it to the current graph. From its execution pin, you can add a series of function calls. For testing purposes, I decided to attach a delay node to wait for a given time, then added a print string to receive visual feedback after the timeout has been completed. From details panel, you can edit events properties and add more input parameters. For example, you can add a float variable to customize the event's waiting time. To call an event, right-click on the node graph and search for the event name. Bring the caller node into the graph, then connect its flow to one of the actor's events. Begin play is going to be called once the play button being pressed in the editor. Hit compile, place your newly created blueprint in the scene, and press the play button. When calling an event, you are not giving away the flow of execution. You can call other functions right after the event is being fired. Because of that, events can only control the flow of execution internally. They cannot return any value or give back flow of execution to their caller's execution flow. Unlike events, functions can control a unary flow of execution. Once their internal flow completed, caller can continue and take control of the flow afterwards. To create a new function, use the add menu, give the newly created function a name, and press enter to apply. From the details panel, you can edit its properties and add input or output parameters. To call a function, just drag and drop it to one of the node graphs. Functions can receive a flow of execution, handle state internally, and return the flow back to where it's called. Macros are more like functions with more execution pins, meaning that they can receive and produce multiple flows of execution. To create a new macro, use the add menu, give the newly created macro a name, and press enter to apply. From the details panel, you can edit its properties and add input or output parameters. In addition to default parameters, you can also add as many execution pins as you want, and they will appear on the calling node. You can have more control over the flow of execution using macros.